Now, a little piece of broadcasting history has been made with the launch of a new radio station for the region. It brings to an end a 40-year story which has seen what we listen to change in so many ways.
So is there room for yet another new channel in an already crowded marketplace? And could it mean a radio war between rival broadcasters? Ben Chapman reports.
Stand by.
The images are black and white, the fashions somewhat dated. But back in 1968, this was seen as a brave and bold experiment, the start of local radio in the North East.
Well, that's it for the Daily Durham for today. I do hope you enjoyed it. I have had some fun.
It may have been haphazard and sometimes not as slick as we're used to.
That's Philip Marsden talking about budgies. In fact, he's talking about Radio Durham's Talking Budgie competition.
But it changed the way we listen and what we expect from our radio. That was the first. And today came the latest.
Hello, I'm David Essex, and welcome to the brand new sound of Smooth Radio.
Smooth Radio is aiming to attract the over 40s. It'll play music from the last 5 decades. This isn't just a celebration of a brand new radio station. Smooth is making history as the last commercial station for the North East. There's just no more room on FM for another broadcaster. 30 years ago, there were just 4 local stations on the FM band. That's more than doubled in recent years with new commercial broadcasters. Add to them the national and community stations and the band is now full up. There's just enough room for one more. Smooth.
Smooth Radio.
But on such a crowded dial, can they make it work?
I think for the first time we're launching a radio station which is for a totally different audience. There's lots of radio stations on the dial for the young. Here's a radio station aimed for people like me. Songs you know and love, songs you can remember the words to, and also one that isn't as frantic and as manic as many of the radio stations on the dial.
Magic with the best of the 60s, 70s and more.
But the opposition are undaunted. Magic Radio has been on the air since the 90s, but on medium wave. Smooth is on the better quality FM. Does that bother the station's management?
One new station launching actually is a tiny prospect in terms of how much competition has increased in the last 10 years. Digital multiplexes bring 20 and 30 stations that are brand new. So people have had 20 and 30 new stations to listen to for the last 10 years, but they've still chosen to listen to ours.
For one well-established broadcaster, this latest addition to our airwaves is something he's seen before. Now with the BBC, Paddy McD has also worked in commercial radio and has seen big changes over the years.
Back in 73 when I started, there wasn't even a commercial radio station in the North East. Metro began a year later in 1974. So much more choice, and the whole operation is so different now. I mean, I think it's still very exciting, certainly from the people who me at night. I get great feedback, and if a new station comes on the air, well, that's all great.
The big test for Smooth will come when the audience figures are published. The cost of starting up a station like this runs to millions. Time will tell if there are enough listeners on the dial to make it worthwhile. Ben Chapman, ITV Tyne Tees.
Oh, big day for the people at Smooth Radio.
And great seeing that archive footage.
Marvellous, 1968.
You never DJ like that, do you?
What do you think? Shall we do the sport? And things aren't... Oh, look, this is good. Things aren't going so smoothly for our football teams in the January transfer windows.
Yeah, we don't just throw it together, you know.
Oh, no.
That's right. The market is a bit slow at the moment, though. The region's football fans are standing by for a flood of new players to come and save their season. But at the moment, our clubs are struggling to cut a deal.
The region's managers all want to try and buy players in January, but they all agree it's the worst time of the year.